Alright, so originally I was just gonna ignore this, but I decided to respond to this one because it's just so fucking funny to me.
Welcome, Internet, to Bullying People on the Internet Part 2.
Simultaneously self-aware and also not at all.
And this is a tweet that's admitting to being a pedophile or something.
We start this off with a pedophile accusation, what's new, and he cites my age difference with my girlfriend as his reason. Let me just say she turns 18 in early October, and it's practically August right now, so she turns 18 in 2 months. On top of this, I turned 20 not even 1 month ago. As soon as the clock strikes midnight for Erica's birthday in October, causing that little number above her head to go from 17 to 18, I guarantee you no one will give a shit anymore.
Alright, I wanted to wait until she's 18 so I didn't have to deal with pedo accusations. So maybe there's a reason why you'd get pedo accusations, you know?
Maybe there's a reason for it. It's because I'm fucking trans, that's why. If you can go 4 days on Twitter whilst being openly trans without a single pedo accusation from some random dude with an anime profile picture, you should enter the fucking lottery.
In relationships like this, when someone is 17 and the other person is 20, your view of life is like completely different, and basically like one person is in high school, they live with their parents, they're not really sure what they're gonna do in life, and the person who's 20, if they're living like a normal life and they're not a fucking man-child, they probably moved out of their parents' place and they probably have a job in college, university, whatever, etc. They're living a completely different life than someone who is 17.
Moved out of my parents by 20? I do not know a single person who has lived their own at fucking 20 years of age. I also find it hilarious that he says, oh, 17-year-olds don't have it figured out yet, as if anyone knows where the fuck their life is going 3 weeks after they've evolved past the stage of teenager. Are you 20? Do you know anyone who's 20? How old are you? I sure hope not older than me. If you're older than me and making videos like this shit, that's honestly fucking sad.
The main point of the video is how fucking simple-minded all these people, all these fucking bronies, all these fucking trans people on Twitter are. And by the way, this person, Erica Spanlol, somewhere here she like admitted that she was groomed. Dating and grooming are two very different things. You're good to go. As someone who's gone through both, anyone who thinks I'm currently being groomed is painfully stupid.
Yeah, and she's fucking right. Literally all we do is watch parroted episodes of My Little Pony or play Bloons Tower Defense 6. That's it.
Imagine dictating what age gaps you think are not okay or not. Yeah, that's what the law is. And then you're saying as long as it's legal. So do you care about the law or do you not care about the law?
Romeo and Juliet laws protect consensual sex between a minor and someone who may be a certain age older than the minor, as long as the age difference between the couple is within 3 years of each other and the minor is over the age of 14, a sexual relationship will not be considered statutory rape. We don't have sex. We don't even fucking roleplay. If it's legal for us to shag, I think it's acceptable to watch a show about pastel horses and friendship.
I don't give a shit about this situation that much because Walrus as a person is like really immature.
Don't care.
And basically a child herself.
Don't care. Still don't care.
Look at me, I'm respecting transgender pronouns.
I don't care.
I showed this tweet to a friend of mine who shall not be named, and he told me that Walrus apparently dated Crazen, and if you don't know who Crazen is, he's basically someone who's been exposed for being a pedophile. Basically what Crazen was doing is that he was talking to young girls online being sexual and shit. Conversation with Walrus a lot. And so basically Walrus was aware that Crazen was being a pedophile, and she didn't do anything about it. They continued to date, and she just didn't give a shit about someone being a pedophile.
Okay, let me get the timeline with Crazen straight here. I dated Crazen for 3 weeks 4 years ago, then dumped him and never spoke to him at all for nearly 2 years because he was a piece of shit. Then Brit Tank, who was my boyfriend at the time, had to start talking to each other again, and Crazen was much better behaved this time. Whenever he said some stupid shit, I tried to criticize him in private because I'm not a drama whore like you are, who has to be public about any issues you have with any person. The youngest person I was aware with Crazen being sexual with at that time was a 16-year-old, while Crazen was still 17. Around 6 months ago, I burned every bridge I had with Crazen because I discovered he tried to knowingly sex with a 13-year-old, and at that point I had enough of his garbage, and I was done pretending he could change for the better.
So I kindly DM'd her like, hello, someone mentioned that you apparently dated Crazen. I knew the fact that you talked to young girls way before you got exposed. Can you elaborate on that if possible? And well, she didn't reply at all.
I didn't answer your DM because I'm done with Crazen. I want nothing to do with him anymore. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk about him. I don't even want to think about him. I have not spoken to the man in 6 months. He is not my business anymore. Please stop contacting me about Crazen. I would like to forget about him, and you're not making it easy.
I got blocked by her because I disagreed with her or something like that. And you know, these people who are like fucking bronies who are like all wholesome and shit and they're scared of negativity, they really dislike opposite opinions.
I blocked you because Twitter is a shitfest, and the only way to enjoy that hell site is to block people who annoy you. Newsflash, babe, but you're pretty damn annoying.
Of course, I'm gonna judge someone who's 20 years old and into children's cartoons of ponies.
Why?
But I don't really base my whole opinion about someone just because they have a weird fetish.
Fetish? Do you watch, I don't fucking, Family Guy? Well, it's your fetish now, because you only watch TV shows with your fetish.
You know, what about the rest of your personality? You know, the fact that you're scared of criticism, or the fact that you're dating a child. If it's a normal therapist who's not a fucking pedophile, then he will probably tell you that pedophilia is wrong.
Notice how you literally didn't say that. I'm not sure if you're aware, but I am literate. I can read the screenshots that you are providing, and I can see that you never once mentioned my relationship in this conversation. And even if I told him about my relationship, he wouldn't give a shit. I mean, you've been to high school, right? If you think the age gap in my relationship is a bit much, then boy, you're in for a rude awakening when you see which two lovey-doveys are making out at the other end of the lunch table.
The thing is that she's talking about personality and identity as if it's the same thing.
Yeah, and I addressed that in the next reply.
And she just said personality is how you express your identity.
Case in point, I addressed that in the next reply.
And I just replied, you must be pretty shallow if that's all your personality is. And then I got blocked, and she probably don't care.
Yes, because it became obvious that you were just trying to be a nuisance, and I have better things to do than to speak to a dude who still thinks he's hot shit even though 90% of his subscriber base forgot about him 3 years ago.
And then someone just replied, entertain me by explaining in detail what you believe the difference between a shallow and deep personality is. And you know, I just kind of replied that a non-shallow personality would be a personality that's more than you expressing your oh so quirky identity and how you like children's cartoons. And he just like replied why and didn't say anything else. So like I don't know, like arguing with these people is like basically pointless.
If your entire argument collapses because you were asked why you think the way that you do, then evidently it wasn't much of an argument.
You know, it's like one of those vegan stereotypes, you know, like those vegans where they just keep talking about how they're vegan and like how they love animals. I don't fucking know. And their whole personality is being vegan. Like that's the same thing.
I like how your examples of vegans being annoying aren't actual examples of vegans being annoying, but they're just memes from 2016.
Your Twitter timeline is literally, okay, some gay shit. Shut up.
Alright, fast forwarding through this. Basically, he doesn't like the stuff I post on my Twitter account, which, I mean, okay, sure, cool, whatever. I'm not forcing you to look at my Twitter account. If you don't like my Twitter account, then just don't visit my Twitter account. I'll post what I want, and you post what you want. I'll suck my dick, you'll suck your dick, but we won't suck each other's dicks, hopefully.
17, what the fuck is your banner?
Oh, these? My boobies? My massive fucking titties?
I'm straight. I'm also a lesbian. Yeah, we exist.
I'm not gonna get into the nuances of this, just look it up, or don't. Like, why do you care? I don't care. Imagine being so insecure that you actually care about what somebody else chooses to identify as. Couldn't be me.
The worst part is that it's not some fucking troll account, it's just a child being a fucking child. You know, I guess you can give it to them because they're being children, but you're 20, you're talking to retarded children, and you're acting like a retarded child. And that basically...
I don't care!